Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Josh Halter, owner and founder of the BioDude. I am here at the BioDude Houston. You come visit my shop Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2. Subscribe to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and today on Between the Palms, I have, you guys know him. You know, I posted him on my YouTube channel before, Zach, Kages.com. How's it going, dude?
Good. You can find us at reptilekages.com. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, some other app. I don't even use it.
Christina's talking about
huge
TikTok,
right now.
dude. She's
Gotta
like,
get
yeah,
on
you
it.
gotta do it. I'm like,
Gotta
I
get
gotta
on
find the
it.
time.
Yep. We post all our animal content there.
Good to know.
Got like 3 followers. You can say
Okay.
I'm kind of a big deal on there.
Okay. Yeah.
Blowing up.
Okay.
Check us out.
I remember that. So, you know, Zach and I have been doing business for, what, it's been over a year now?
Yep.
And he made the drive down here all the way from Minnesota. Right?
Yeah, so we were just, I think where we live is like 2.5 hours from the start of 35W,
Yep.
and now we're only 20 miles away from the end.
Yep.
So we were thinking that maybe next time we'll just buzz all the way up and then just run all the way down. And let's see how fast we can do it.
Yep.
You know, let's really see. So
Yeah, and it's great because he finally got to see the the new BioActive digs,
which is fantastic.
Yeah, really happy about
Crazy.
that. But this episode isn't about me, man. You know one thing I really want to say is, you know, with your product, you are an inspiration to me in the aspect that you're always looking to do better. You're always
Definitely.
looking at your stuff. You're like, okay, how can I continue to make this better? Like me, your brain doesn't turn
show.
off. So, you know, Zach, tell me, like, when did you get into reptiles? What got you into reptiles, and what made you want to start a PVC cage business?
So
like, tell me about it.
I got into reptiles back in 1991. So quite a few years ago. I think I was 5 years old. You know, growing up, my mom was super supportive. I can have whatever I want. You know, she always was there to help me take care of it if I didn't know what I was doing exactly. So when I was like 8 years old, I had a full-grown green iguana I got from my bus driver. It was the meanest freaking thing I ever had. Bit my thumb, like tail whipped the shit out of you, scratch you.
Yep.
Long story short, I went back to live with the bus driver. She's super cool. You know, we were like family friends or whatever. So that's kind of where it started. I had animals off and on all through the years, but then in like my early 20s and stuff, I would say I was more interested in like focusing on my career, and I maybe was a little too worried about what other people thought, so I didn't get it. I wasn't into reptiles super heavily in my early 20s because like everyone's kind of worried about how the outside world perceives you, like obviously, and like a lot of things like there's stigmas associated with reptiles that like now it's a little different, but back in like 2006, 2005, even, you know, older, it was, well, if you got a snake, you live in your mom's basement and you're a weirdo.
True. Yeah.
You know, so you didn't want people to know. Where now,
child.
you know, I don't really care, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, I got back into reptiles, I don't know. It was quite a while ago, got a bearded dragon, couldn't find an enclosure, didn't want to wait 6 months, and like I had a background in woodworking, you know, if it's a hobby, so I just thought, well, I'll build my own enclosure.
Nice.
So then I did, and then decided, well, let's work with plastics because it's going to outlast the life of the animal. So why would you use wood when it's inferior? And like now they're learning a lot about hydrocarbons and things in soft woods. Even some of the other woods like pine is terrible.
Yeah,
and people,
pine,
OSB, like
pine can be very
wood,
toxic.
Yeah, and
to
we put it in our
reptiles.
houses.
Oils are very toxic to them.
And even the little kids, like has asthma, a whole host of things. So PVC is way better.
Yeah, I do agree.
You know.
It retains heat, which can really help with getting those rays deep in under the subcutaneous.
But that being said, if you don't buy high quality stuff, you're gonna have off gassing, which is also like dangerous. You know,
off gassing?
Yeah, like VOCs.
Explain to me.
So like you heat up a material too much, it's gonna start to break down the components in it, and you're gonna release gases, right?
Oh,
that
kind
are
of
toxic.
like plastic melts. And,
Exactly.
Okay, I understand.
Yep. But before it's even like melting, really, it's gonna start degrading
and
releasing
leaching
gases.
crap into like
Exactly.
It's like the microplastics. And
so like anyone who like builds PVC enclosures, cool, good for you. But like you gotta know what materials you're using because they can be toxic.
Yep.
You have to be smart. So don't use inferior. If you're finding sheets of PVC for $40 a sheet,
you're not. That's not the right PVC.
Yeah, because I don't even get it for that. So if that's what you're paying, like, chances are you don't go through my volume. So that's a tough break for you.
Yeah.
You'll learn the hard way.
Yeah. So tell me a little. So with obviously, you're picking up, man. So it's great. Love it. And what has been like one of your biggest challenges so far with you? Like
customer service. Like,
Yeah.
I will say that just straight up.
Okay.
I'm a super polite person, but you have to show manners first. Like, if you don't start an email saying, hello, how are you? You know, if you're not polite.
With all capital
Because-
letters.
Yeah. Manners cost nothing. Like, and it makes such a huge impact, not just on me, but if you're doing that to me as a business on the internet, what are you doing to the rest of the world? Because holding a door for somebody may be the thing that doesn't push them over the edge. So you don't know how your kindness can affect somebody. That may be the
That's
thing
true.
that can save somebody.
Or it can, for kindness can
Yep.
also lead you to be taken advantage of on multiple
Exactly.
occasions, which
Yep.
can happen. So
Yep.
for me, finding that balance is tough
It's
too.
very
but
tough.
While maintaining a good standard, because you
Yep.
don't, you know, because sometimes you just have downright unreasonable people.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
You know, that's
Yep.
fine. You know, I'm not going to lose sleep over it,
No.
but at the same time, figuring out how to prevent you from losing sleep
Yep.
over something like that, I thought that was challenging.
And then I think another thing we could probably agree on is the way people keep their animals. Like, you're taking this animal out of the wild. Maybe you're not now, but at one point in time it was taken out of the wild. Now it's in captivity to live with you. You owe it to the species, to that individual animal, to put them in the best enclosure with the best products. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
Like, don't email me and say, can I use a 36-inch enclosure for a bearded dragon? Because I'm gonna tell you no.
Yeah, everyone's.
Why
gonna
would
tell
you? Why do you
no.
want to
Yeah.
use smaller? If
Yeah.
anything, you should err on the side of larger.
Yep.
Because they live in the wild, which is, there's no limits.
Yep.
It's just an expanse.
Yep.
So they can do whatever they want. So for you to say, well, can I get away with this? Well, I'm not gonna tell you yes, because why are you trying to? So stop trying to limit your animal's
Your
well-being.
capabilities
Yeah.
and your for convenience.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. Okay.
Yep. You see?
I don't
Right?
want to digress. So,
Yeah.
okay. So the light thing I want to topic is we moved to tempered glass
Oh,
for the
definitely.
enclosure.
Yep.
So, you know, what was the biggest? You know, obviously it's the quality, the clarity.
Definitely.
There's no warping,
No.
and it's easy to clean.
Definitely.
You know,
yeah.
so
you scrape with a razor blade if you have an animal.
yeah,
that
with the apple
decides-
cider
Yep.
vinegar. And
Yep. Scrape it right off. Yeah,
Okay.
it's way nicer. We just thought, let's elevate it. The enclosures are already at such a high standard.
Yep.
The part about me that bothered them the most was the doors. So let's switch to the best and just
Yep.
be done with it.
I like that.
You know.
So you're obviously listening to your constructive
Definitely.
criticism.
Definitely. Yep.
Again, that's
Yep.
huge. 'Cause sometimes people can't deal with constructive
Criticism.
criticism.
But
You know,
how do you
sometimes
ever-
I can't, but
Well,
then I
but how
try
do
to
you
look
ever
in the mirror
improve?
and be like,
Yeah.
well, look at their end,
Yep.
and then try to look at it. That's always
Definitely.
a good way to go.
Well, that's what drives innovation.
Yeah.
You have to listen.
Exactly.
You
That's
have to
very
listen.
That's very true.
Yep.
So what critters do you have at home?
Oh
right now?
man, which you
Yeah.
say what I don't. I got a bearded dragon, which he's pretty cool. Steven, he's most responsible for the business because I need to build an enclosure for him.
Yep.
So he's the one I can owe everything to, him and the customers, because
So Steven
starting
is
point.
what you started. So the first cage
Yep.
that you made for
Was for
from a
Steven.
reptile was for
Yep.
Steven.
yep, and then I got
Okay.
a northern blue tongue skink after that.
Very cool.
Then we got a few more of those. Then we sold some of them, because breeding northern blue tongue skinks is quite violent, and I wanted them for pets, and then I was like, well, if I have them, pair them. I don't like watching an animal beat up another animal.
Yeah,
And
like,
chew on
okay,
'em,
yeah, I
and it's
can-
just
I
too
can
violent,
understand, yeah.
so I wasn't interested, but we have, we got into tegus, which are super remarkable. They're by far my favorite species.
I
They're
heard they're like
intelligent.
dogs. I've never
I
had
had
one.
I had one, she passed away unfortunately, but she had her own bed in my office. It was probably this size. And a basking lamp above it, so then I would be in my office working, I would just open up her door, she would come out, come over, walk around the room, lay in her dog bed, chill out, like, not all of them are that nice though. I have one
That's
that
amazing.
will just, you will open up his door and he'll lunge out at you and try to kill you, no matter how much you work with him. He's just not nice, but then you have other animals that are remarkable. For the species, they're just really ambassadors, and I think me and Rose decided, my wife, that we wanted to focus more on animals that are ambassadors to try to educate, kind of like what you do, the next generation, right?
Yeah.
That this is normal. Like, we need to treat animals with respect and dignity, and they're not all
Yep.
bad.
Yep, and you're gonna notice at the, I actually saw this morning at the Global Pet Expo. You see
Yep.
big name companies getting into
Oh, yeah.
BioActive. ZoomEd is coming out with an entire BioActive line. Galapagos is coming out with
Yep.
some BioActive stuff, guys. That's big news for us as a community, because
Well, it's being accepted now.
I feel like I'm not the cause that I helped
You
move
definitely
that along.
help drive them.
Not saying there's just me, but there's everybody, us as a community.
Yep.
When big time corporations that are operate on the beat, level. Take that next level of husbandry seriously. It really helps incur that era of change. And dude, that's so cool to be part about that, because it's been needed for freaking years.
Oh, definitely.
Years.
Definitely.
So I don't know. I think that was really cool to see this morning. But there was something I wanted to ask you too. So dude, obviously you've been kicking some serious ass. What do you have in store for us? Is there anything that you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Enlighten
so always
me,
stuff like, so now we have a new snake line of enclosures that's going to be coming out with swing open doors. Just because some people with smaller snakes, like samboas, stuff like that, you're going to run into a problem where they may be able to get out through the doors. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
A samboa is a tiny snake. It's like trying to keep a fruit fly in an enclosure. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
So we're coming out with swing open doors for that, which will be really nice.
Yep.
They'll lock, and that's going to be
swing open doors,
3x2x2, 4x2x2. We'll do some smaller stuff, then we do bigger. Then we have our arboreal stuff, obviously, for like our Leachianus enclosures that are divided that we sell. And then we're coming out with a commercial line, which will be more geared towards businesses, I would say. It's a little different material. That'll have glass doors for us. But that's going to be a little bit more of a higher price range, because like there's custom like tooling available to it, so custom logos, stuff like that to be carved into the background.
Yep.
Which is going to kind of be, it'll be kind of cool for somebody. So even if you're not a commercial breeder and it's a hobby for you, if you have a business name or something and you do a lot of YouTube or brand recognition, if you're sitting by your enclosure, you're going to have it, because you can have a 3-foot logo on the back wall of your enclosure.
Yep.
So it's basically a huge sign. So, that's kind of some of the stuff, but we're never sitting still. I'm always dreaming and innovating, always moving to the next level, because so many companies have been sitting so far behind, and they're just trying to keep up with what they got going on.
Yeah.
Well, which is sad, because somebody needs to drive innovation. So if there's no competition, there's no
competition breeds innovation.
You have to.
That's business 101, dude.
So for somebody to sit there for 6 months waiting to ship something,
I'm so excited for ZoomEd and Galapagos to come out. I can't wait.
Right? And it'll just bring more awareness to the importance of bioactivity.
Yep.
And if you want something that's the best, you come in. Plain and simple. Like there's no way around it.
Yep. And that's honestly, again, I keep saying it's what the industry is needed.
Definitely.
And, like, I had so much fun building that enclosure today, guys. We have the next video that's coming. It blew. It was the best build that I think that I've ever got to do. The fact I got to do it with this guy only made it
ton of fun.
Only made it better.
Yep, it's super special.
I mean, and moving forward, guys, we're going to be updating the website moving forward to BioDude, but we're going to be updating those changes to reflect the price is going to stay the same. We're just putting in those upgrades to have these cages function better.
Yeah, and then the center braces now.
The center braces are 100% clear. Which is,
so it's not gonna be obstructed view anymore. It's gonna be fantastic. Which people wanted. So we listen. I don't really mind. A little bit more figuring stuff out once you have it dialed in. You can do it, and that just helps. So you can stack them up higher. As far as that goes. But we have ball pythons and everything. Like back to the animals, we have tons of them. Ball pythons, Leachianus geckos are a big passion of mine too.
I really like the leechies because they get pretty big.
Huge. They're vocal.
Most really of them, So is it true that I never worked with a species really, that they're very picky, like monkey tail skinks, of who they will breed with?
Definitely.
I heard sometimes they'll straight up reject the male.
Yeah, and they might be
and
fight and die.
There might be fight and die.
And I know one breeder that I happen to be friends with in Minnesota. He had one of his bigger pairs, which are really beautiful, huge animals, and he brought them to a show. Well, when he brought the male home and put them back together, the female was no longer happy with him, because he must have smelled different from me, handled something, and she ended up killing him, which is really a shame.
That is a shame.
Because that was the end of a line that he had, that he no longer has babies for or anything. So now that's the end of a generation for him.
And that's the challenge of breeding that species.
It's super tricky. But the enclosures I build have screen dividers, so you can see if they're compatible before you ever put them actually together.
In the middle.
Exactly.
Really smart, man.
Super smart. Because then I have some that we've been getting them acclimated to each other. So for about 4 months they've been living side by side, and then you can tell if they're starting to bond, because they'll sleep on the screens next to each other, and you'll see some of that behavior that tells you that, hey, they're not going to fight. They're not sitting there at night barking at each other. They're not trying to get away from each other. They're actually next to each other on the screen or whatever, which is pretty cool to see.
I dig it, dude.
Yeah.
And
pretty
you
fun.
know, we're both going to be at Tinley Park this
Yep.
upcoming
Yep.
show in like
Yep.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's
Yep.
gonna be a lot of fun, dude.
I think it'd be a great time.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers?
Oh, I don't know. Not really.
You know,
Just
guys-
keep driving innovation and keep driving proper
Proper
husbandry.
care. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really lucky to be able to be here. I want to thank all of you for your continued support.
Yeah, me too.
You know, Zach, you're the freaking man, dude. It's been
Oh, no,
quite
no,
a journey, business journey, and we're
Oh, it's
only just
fantastic.
growing.
I know.
Love it, dude.
Just seeing it bigger and better.
Love it. Well, all right, guys. My name's Josh Halter, owner and founder of the BioDude.
I'm Zach, owner and founder of Reptile Kages.
Dude abides.